Hi, I'm Maddie.
I'm Toey.
And today we're going to be talking about
Anxiety.
Thanks guys for doing our Kahoot. You did all great. So now we're going to be discussing the 6 questions that you guys just did. Hi, so we are going to be discussing the first question that we talked about, which is, what are anxiety disorders?
Anxiety disorders are continuous feelings of extreme discomfort and tension, and it can also include panic attacks. It exists within itself, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't only happen when you have like different environments or you're feeling stressed. It could happen whenever, and it could happen whenever, like anywhere it could happen. It could. The second question would be, how common are anxiety disorders?
Anxiety disorders are common and may affect 1 in 20 people at any given time. Describe some of the symptoms of anxiety disorders.
Some symptoms of anxiety disorders affect the way the person thinks, feels, and behaves. And if it's not treated, it can cause considerable and suffering and life difficulties. And people with this disorder may constantly worry about themselves or family members or financial disasters, their health, work, or personal relationships. These people experience continuous apprehension and often suffer from physical
You got it!
symptoms such as headaches, diarrhea, stomach pains, and heart palpitations. Question 4 is, list and briefly explain some of the main types of anxiety disorders.
Agoraphobia is the first one that we'll be talking about. It is a fear of being in places or situations which it might be difficult or embarrassing to get away. And you might fear that there won't be any help if you do have a panic attack. The most common experiences or situations that you might have this are in the supermarkets, public transports, elevators, and crowded places like that. And the common age is between 15 and 25. And this usually associates with panic disorders or social anxiety disorders.
We're going to be talking about the panic disorder with or without agoraphobia. People with this disorder will experience panic attacks in situations where most people would not be afraid of, such as at home, walking in a park, going to a movie. These panic attacks occur out of the blue, come on rapidly, and over a few minutes and go away very slowly. They usually last about 10 to 15 minutes. The attacks are accompanied by the unpleasant physical symptoms of anxiety, plus a fear that the attack may lead to total loss of control or death. People with panic disorder also worry about having another panic attack.
The next one, we're going to be talking about phobias. Phobias are intense fears about particular objects or situations which will interfere with our lives or harm you. And these might include fear of heights, water, dogs, close spaces, snakes, or spiders. The people can become highly fearful and can even experience a panic attack with this. And they do as much as they can to avoid these situations, which would eventually, they would force them to confront the object or situation which they fear.
The next one we'll be talking about is social anxiety disorder. People with social anxiety disorder worry that others will judge everything that they do in a negative way, and they'll feel really easily embarrassed in most social situations. They cope by either trying to do everything perfectly or limiting what they do in front of people, like eating, drinking, talking, and writing. They often experience panic symptoms in social situations and will avoid situations where they feel observed by others, such as the stores, movies, public speaking, and social events. About 5% of people can be expected to experience an anxiety disorder during their adolescent years. The next question is, what type of treatment can be available for people experiencing anxiety disorders?
People can find professional help such as family doctors,
psychologists,
social workers, counselors, or
psychiatrists
that can help people deal with their anxiety disorders. Treatments will often also include education and specific types of
Psychotherapy.
which are them understanding their thoughts and emotions and behaviors, which they can deal with it efficiently with their feelings of anxiety by themselves instead of using medication. So medication can be used to help the person control their high anxiety levels and their panic attacks or depression. Antidepressants, and this is just another treatment for anxiety and also for depression, and actually it's not addictive, but this has to be taken with care with their use, as this medication may usually cause difficulties in some people, so you can't just be taking it at random times. You should be taking it when you need it and when you are very anxious.
The benzodiazepines. I'll put the word in the video.
So that medication is temporary relief for anxiety. So not
Okay, Byron, so I have a question. Guess how many people may be affected by anxiety disorders? Like, how many people have it?
20,000.
20,000. No, like 1 out of 5.
Oh, 1 out of 5.
Whatever, like that kind of stuff.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10? It's 1 out of 20. Pretty close. Not close enough.
Oddly close, but okay.
Does a panic attack normally, like, how long is it?
Like 80 years.
Like, last?
3.5 seconds. I don't know. Like 80 years.
80 years?
A minute.
A minute?
5 minutes.
No. It's 10 to 15 minutes. Did you know that?
Did you know?
Guess what percent of people can expected to experience an anxiety disorder during their adolescent years?
I don't even know.
Guess
Like 12, I don't know.
12%? It's 5%.